Good evening. How many of you have been driving and you're trying to go from A to B and you get to B and you can't remember hardly even driving to that destination? Somehow, some way, you were distracted by something. I can guarantee you that the majority of you were distracted because you were talking on your cell phone. According to a study in the National Safety Council's Journal of Safety Research, each year in the U.S., 636,000 crashes, 330,000 injuries, 12,000 serious injuries, and 2,600 deaths occur because drivers have been talking on their cell phones. Many of those distractions come in different forms. You have visual distractions, you have mechanical distractions, and you have cognitive distractions. They can occur singularly, or you can be doing all of those at the same time when you're talking on the cell phone. I am here today to encourage you to not to talk on your cell phones while driving, and to take from here and educate other people to please stop talking on your cell phones while you are driving. Visual distractions occur while driving and talking on the cell phones when a person has to take their eyes off the road. That's to pick up the cell phone, you see who's calling, you might be dialing a phone number, you're taking your eyes off the road, the main focus. Some people may argue that other activities occur that take your eyes off the road, and they are right. People will put on makeup, people will look through their glove compartment, things like that. However, according to the Communications and Advocacy National Safety Council from October 2009, 100 million people admitted to using cell phones while driving. That's a lot of people. So while other activities that I've stated occur, they occur less frequently and therefore cause less accidents. Any type of mechanical distractions that I would talk about is anytime you would take your hands off the wheel. For example, dialing the phone, you have to drive with one hand and dial your phone. Holding the phone to your ear, I know while I'm driving, I'll hold it here. I won't anymore. I'll put it between my shoulder and still drive. I have the misfortune of driving a standard car, which makes it even more difficult. But after the research I've done and the statistics I've seen, I am going to be one of those people that wait to make that phone call. North Carolina law, the Government Highway Association just passed a new law December 1st, I'm happy to say, that they banned texting while driving. This is a primary offense, primary enforcement, which means that you can get pulled over for that alone. If the law enforcement officer sees you texting, they can pull you over for that reason alone. It doesn't have to be a secondary offense or a primary offense, and that doesn't have to be the secondary offense. One of the major causes as technology grows and develops is the use of BlackBerries, and we've set a culture that we can access our email from anywhere, and people feel the need because it's available and your phone beeps that you have to check your email at that moment. BlackBerries and other touch phones make those readily available. Cognitive disturbances is basically your brain involvement, the necessity of your brain to be involved in what you're doing. The use of cell phones, including dialing and texting, has long been a safety concern for drivers. There's a study done called the Carnegie Mellon Study. For the first time, they used brain imaging to document that listening alone reduces by 37% the amount of brain activity associated with driving. This can cause drivers to weave out of their lane based on the performance of subjects using a drive simulator. This was by Brian Spice from Ascribe News Wire 2008. So basically, cognitive distractions result from the need for our brains to be involved at the same time in both driving and a conversation with a remote person. And I'm going to expand on that by saying you can have passengers beside you and be carrying on a conversation with them, but that person is aware of what's going on in front of you. They're aware of the traffic. They're aware of where you are, and they sense the need, most people sense the need to stop talking, to stop that conversation so that you can concentrate and they can begin that conversation at an appropriate time. The person on the cell phone probably doesn't even know you're driving. And secondly, they're expecting an answer from you. They don't know what's going on in your surroundings, and that conversation, they expect the conversation to flow. People may think that hands-free devices are much better, and you will see commercials promoting hands-free devices while you're driving. There is just as much risk to drivers for the reasons I stated as actually holding the phone to your ear, because once again you're concentrating on that conversation instead of on the road in front of you. How many of you have been driving and because you're on your cell phone, you've swerved a little bit or gone into somebody else's lane very quickly and had to overcorrect? I have done that, but I've been one of the lucky ones that have not caused an accident, nor have been in an accident caused by somebody else. Do we really want to put somebody else's children, child, teenager, grandparent, at risk because of a conversation we're having on the cell phone? Do you want somebody else to put your child at risk because they were on their cell phone while they were driving? Using cell phones while driving has become part of our culture. We somehow feel naked if we don't have that readily available access to the world. We need to bring about a culture of safety with cell phone use and while driving. It will not be an easy culture to bring about. It will take leadership, research, and education, not to mention laws and enforcement, which I'm happy to say that this new texting law may be the beginning of that, starting that culture. If you can't do this for yourself, do it for the hundreds of people, millions of people that are on the road. I'm going to leave you with a quote from John Ulzicki from the Research, Communication, and Advocacy National Safety Council, and hope that when you leave here, you can make that phone call before you get in the car or wait till you get to the destination that you meant to be at. There is no phone call, email, or text message that is worth a human life.